Hi everybody, hope you all are doing amazing. This is gonna be my why and how video. Why I wanted to lose weight, how I keep my motivation. These are the big questions that I get asked. Why? When people ask me this, I actually find it really silly. Why would anybody want to be overweight and obese and unhealthy and feel like you're like 30 years older than you really are? That's pretty self-explanatory. This video is going to get really deep into some conversation that I've never, ever spoken about. But I think it's important. This is basically going to be my story. When I was a kid, I was thin, everybody called me petite and said I was going to stay petite. When I was about 8, I started to gain weight in my life. I was molested as a small child for years by a family member. And when this happened and stopped, I guess food was my resort because I kept it inside. I didn't tell anybody. I guess maybe that's why I started to gain weight, but I remember being 10 years old and being fat. And I remember what it felt like to be a kid and to be picked on. By the time I was 14, I probably weighed 210. I got really sick of people picking on me. So I began to eat and throw up. Bulimia. Bulimia soon turned into anorexia, where I would only eat sugar occasionally if I felt really bad, and it got to the point where I would black out. My hearing would go like basically deaf. It was scary. But I went from that weight to probably 130 in about 4 months. So it wasn't healthy at all. My bones, stuck out, and you could just tell that the way that I had lost weight wasn't healthy. And I remember when my nephew was born back in 2001, I was about 16, I passed out and I scared everybody because I didn't remember it. And that's when I knew I really had a problem. My mom started catching on to me, told me that if I didn't eat, she was sending me to the hospital and they were going to tube feed me. And I didn't want that. So I started to eat. I gained weight. And I was at a decent weight, I guess, and started having relationships. I dated bigger people, and I gained weight a lot of it, which brought me to my size that I've been at most of my life, around 200 to 220 pounds. There would be diets I'd take, and I'd crash them, and I'd fail, give up, and I just wouldn't care. I think 2007 was basically the first year I actually got really serious about dieting. I lost about 30 pounds, no support from my relationship partner, and I remember giving up. And in no time, that weight was back. And then in 2009, my relationship was bad. I wanted it to end, and my mom died. I went from about 215 to 241 in probably 3 or 4 months. Turned to alcohol, I binged, ate. All I did was sit. I didn't do anything. I ate and that's it. And I moped around and I was just depressed. And 3 months after my mom died, my grandmother passed away. I really hit rock bottom, the worst that I'd ever been in my life. My basically only person that I could go to, my mom, was now gone. I don't have a relationship with my father like that. My mom was my world. Basically, I had to learn to live over again without her. And she'd be ashamed of how I let my body get. 241 pounds. This is my body at 241 pounds. It's sick. I'm disgusted that I could ever let myself get this way. And at this time, I wanted to put these videos on YouTube, and I was so embarrassed that I would never. So in August, I went on another diet. I lost 20 pounds in a month, but again, I gave up. But I was able to maintain my weight. At the end of December, I found a guy named Shay Carl who started something called Weightloss. It was a weight loss competition. For about a week I debated entering it, and I got to thinking, I'm doing it. I'm posting my body on here. I'm gonna do it. Maybe this will motivate me. I'm done being fat. I'm doing it. And I posted it. Over the 3 months, I lost 56 pounds. Even though the weight loss leader bailed out, I still kept going. But the important thing is, I lost weight. I'm still losing weight. I'm still doing it. And for that, I couldn't be more proud of myself, because I know that my mom would be so proud of me. My mom is my inspiration. She passed away at 49 years old in her sleep. She had diabetes, and I don't want that. I don't want to have to worry about every time I go to sleep, am I going to wake up? Because for a long time, that was my fear. I say everything happens for a reason. There's some things I don't know, but I do know that I feel amazing. And I do know that I am proud of myself. I am thankful for all my supporters, my motivators, people who have stuck by me, people who have pushed me to where I am. I'm thankful for my mom. If this situation hadn't happened where she had passed away, maybe I wouldn't have chose to get healthy. Maybe I would never be where I am right now. I don't know. So thank you, Mom. Thank you for being my inspiration. I miss you. I love you. It's pushed me into becoming a better person. Lost the angry individual that I once was, and I became a new soul. I took back my life, because no one else is going to control my life but me. If I let food control my life, then I lose my life. Diets are what people call these. Diets are temporary. This is a lifestyle change. This is going to change your life. You have to stick with these plans and interpret them into your everyday life for the rest of your life, or you're going to gain it back. And nobody wants that. You want to be proud always of where you've came from and how much you've achieved. It's not easy sometimes, but you make it. Because life is what you make it. Never in a million years did I ever think that I could get to where I am today in a healthy way. My body is strong. I went from feeling like I was 50 to feeling like I was 12 again. I'm able to run, walk, climb, swim, play with my nieces and nephews and not get tired. I feel like part of me is enjoying the part of my childhood that I really didn't get to enjoy, because fatness put a stop to some of it. And my personality, it shines. There's no more hidden Melissa. No more self-conscious Melissa. She does try to sneak out every now and then, but I'd have to shut her down. Old Melissa, you're dead. Nothing but new and great and positive. That's what I say. This body of mine shall never return. 241 pounds shall never meet me again. Nor shall this 221-pound body of mine. A year of change. That is what I was aiming for, and so far, I'd say I'm doing a pretty good job of it. I have lost 84 pounds since August of 2009, and since January alone, I've lost 64 pounds. Currently, I weigh 157 pounds, and over the next few months, I will continue to work to my goal. And I will get there, not only because I believe in myself, but because I love myself enough to make sure that it can happen. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Don't ever give up. Bye.